Welcome to Jolwan COVID-19 Care webinar series. This is our second webinar series. First, we done with a physiotherapist regarding a health-related matter. This is regarding our financial matters and all. In this, we all know in this toughest time, we Jolwan playing our role whatever way possible and join the fight against this pandemic. For this scenario, we opened a 300-bed COVID care center in Coimbatore to support the COVID-affected people in the city. Apart from that, Jolwan conducted COVID-19 support camps in various places and distributed essentials to the people whose livelihood is in trouble because of the COVID epidemic. Through this webinar series, we are making an effort to bring people together with the knowledge in their expertise and means to win our battle against COVID-19 as a team. This is our second webinar. In this session, our guest, Mr. Anil Ranka, sharing his expertise on the topic, financial habits to overcome the pandemic. Now we know the situation, everyone is in financially trouble. That's we are helping the people to give some education about how to handle their finance properly. Mr. Anil is a well-known insurance consultant based in Coimbatore, running his firm, Connect Insurance Consultant. He is a life and qualifying member at MDRT, a premier association of financial professionals based in America, speaker in many insurance conferences all over the globe. That is his profile. It's a very good, reputed person in this field. Welcome, Mr. Anil Ranka, to Jolwan webinar. Also, warm welcome to all our customers, all Jolwan customers to this knowledge session. Also, our executives, Jolwan executives to who are attending this session. Moreover, we are trying to make this moreover an interactive session apart from a much official. So requesting all to switch on the video if possible, then make it as a more interactive session, more knowledgeable session. Thank you all. Once again, welcome to this session. Amar? Mr. Anil, you can start.
Yes.
Hello. Good evening to everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I would like to thank you for coming. I would like to thank Jolwan for inviting me. I would like to thank all the employees of Jolwan to have taken time and joined for the session. I'm so happy and delighted to be talking to you all today about the thing which I do every day. So as I was told, for very happy the way he has introduced me. I was very happy to hear the way he has introduced me. Thank you so much. I would like to start with a small story. Okay. So are you all ready to hear a story? So let's be very interactive and I would like all of you to ask me questions at the end of the session, and also encourage your family members to hear the story also. If they are sitting around you, you're at your houses. So if someone is sitting around you, probably a child or your mother or your sister or your wife, anybody can listen to the small story for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Because this is something which I heard and from one of the greatest person in this industry. And I always like to share the story because it is one of the most helpful one. So it goes like this. This is a real story. So before few years, in one of the big cities, they were making a bridge. There was a huge river, so they wanted to make a bridge so that they could cross over along with vehicles and people could move. So it was a big plan, and one of the biggest contractor of the world was assigned this job, and the construction started. Few months went by, and then they saw that the progress was moving very slowly. So the site engineer came to the contractor and said, "Sir, there is I see a slight delay in the way the work is progressing. Should we do something? He said, don't worry, it'll get fine. Then after a couple of months more, he was very much worried. And he came back to the contractor and said, sir, I feel the progress of the work is very, very slow. What we expected and what is happening is not as per the schedule, and I need you to take care of it. We may not be able to finish as per the timeline given. In between, there was an observer sitting around, seeing the whole scenario happening. And he was going on approaching the contractor and the site engineer, saying, I would like to suggest you something. Would you like to hear to me? Please hear to me. Give me a chance. It will help you benefit. But they were like, this is a professional job. We have all kind of people involved into it. So please do not disturb us right now. Okay. Now, after 6 months, things became a little bit very crucial kind of. And the site engineer was very worried, and he came to so things are not at all moving. I've given them, the whole staff, I've given them new uniforms, new tools. I ensure that the food is proper. End of the day, they go back home properly. I ensure all the vehicles are given. Everything I've ensured, but the movement of work is very, very slow. In between, the observer came and he said, sir, can I help you do something about it? And this guy said, okay, we are not able to do it. Let's hear it out. He said, just give me a small budget and I want to do something. Please implement that. He said, okay, go ahead. So he asked for a small budget, and what they do is, where the side of the bridge was being made, this observer says, make a net below it. So they immediately buy the net, a huge fishing net, and put it along wherever the work site was going on. From the next day, people started going to work, and then they were working very much better. And when they came back, there was no stress. Their productivity increased, and all the backlog of the 6 months was over, and they could finish the project a little bit earlier. So you get the story, I think, what has happened in here. The reason was, all the workers, when they were going to work, they were very scared that during the work, they'll fall down in the river and they will die. So they were not able to work at all the 6 months. They were so scared all the time. Like, if they slip and fall, what happens? Though they had the safety thing around them, mentally behind their head, they did not feel safe. And when the net was put, they all started feeling so safe that no matter what, if they fall also, there's something to take care of us. Friends, in life also, this is how it works.
Correct.
If you have a proper safety net, your production level increases. Come pandemic, no stress happens. The stress which takes care of, basically, which develops in our thing, is basically because of poor financial planning. And here, can you guess who is the bridge all about? If you want to think, what is the bridge? Bridge is your life. And who is the contractor? Contractor was the person, anybody who's an entrepreneur or an employer. And who are the people who are working? It's your workforce who's going over there, who's dependent on you, so that you take care of their safety net. So, and who was the observer? Can you guess? Anybody can guess this? Who gave the idea you should have a fishing net? So observer was a person like me.
Consultant.
Yes, exactly. Who's a financial consultant who actually measure. Yes, financial advisor who can tell you what products, if you can put in your lifestyle, you can actually cross the bridge easily. So this is what happens. This is how life also works. We need to have a safety net so that we can overcome the challenges which is faced. People get so stressed, they are not able to sleep. When they see the bank balance, they get scared. They have so many loans, liabilities, so many things. They are not able to balance things, and they get stressed, and that's why the pandemic hits us more badly. There are 3 simple things which, if you adopt, 90% of the problems goes away. 3 simple things. And it is shocking if I reveal the figures, how many people have done this. It's the most 3 simple things. The first thing you need to have is have a proper health insurance. Everyone is talking about it. And even today, my office phone keeps on ringing saying that, sir, we need to buy a health insurance. We have not bought. This is the second wave of the pandemic. People still don't have health insurance. People shift jobs from one job to another job. In between those shifting period, they do not have a health insurance. That's when they fall sick. So you need to have a personal health insurance always, besides your group insurance. And here one specialized tip, do not stop with your health insurance or the base policy. Always take a top-up policy for 4 people for 1 crore. It is not going to cost more than 1,000 rupees for the whole family a month. It is actually speaking for a 40-year-old person, for the whole family, for 1 crore, it is going to cost you 800 rupees per month for a top-up policy. So do not stop by just having a 5 lakh or 10 lakh policy. I'm not going to go very much in depth on each product, but definitely note this down. I'm going to tell you many things like this, which will change the way you sleep in the night. You'll be more happily sleeping and not worrying about the pandemic or anything. The second thing you need to do is have a basic term insurance. Term insurance is something which you don't get back anything when you're alive. But in case of death, the family gets a huge sum of amount. Everyone lives so that their family is settled properly and they can go for proper education, they can have a proper retirement and all marriage expenses, all kind of expenses keeps coming up and that is taken care of. So how much you need to take a term insurance is whatever is your income per month, make it into yearly income and multiply it by 20 times minimum. So if your income is say 50,000 a month, so it is 6 lakhs per annum. So you need to multiply it by 20 times. It is 1.2 crores of term insurance you need to definitely take till all the liabilities are covered in your house. And the cost of it for a term insurance is unbelievably for 1 crore for 40 years old person, it is just 1,000 rupees a month. It's just 1,000 rupees a month, not more than that. Okay, so do plan for it. It's very, very simple. I'm telling you about the 3 basic things which you need to do so that 90% of the problems of life are covered. The first one which I spoke was a health insurance with a top-up insurance, and the second one is a term insurance. Now, third one, everyone is talking about it. The market is hot, and market has become hotter and hotter for the last 2 years. The cost you need to do a simple thing is do a systematic investment plan. That is called an SIP. It's mutual fund. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry when you should start, how much longer you should pay. All that will be taken care by an advisor like me to you. You just need to do one thing, allocate a monthly budget, say 2,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees, 5,000, as much as you can, and leave it for 5 to 10 years minimum. Though liquid mutual fund is very, very liquid, so you can get anytime money. So people did not do this. They got stuck, and during pandemic, they needed an emergency fund. They always wanted some money that, in case there was no cash flow happening, they could pay for the salaries, they could pay for the office expenses, they could pay for the tuition fees. Everything was going on as usual. All the expenses were met, had to be met, but there was income was not happening. For situations like this mutual funds is very liquid and you can take out money and it will help in a very big way. Though we say that it is meant for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, the return is the highest ever possible. Start off small. The market is very, very promising. Do not wait, immediately start off. Whatever is possible, the amount which is very easily possible. 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, anything. But do start it. The key thing in this is starting it now. If you ever get some time, do sit and see the power of compounding. What happens when you start off today and what happens if you start off after 1 week, 1 month, or 1 year later. When a child is born, you get all into saying that I will invest for and by the time the actual time you take a pen and sign off for the first investment, it becomes 5 years or 7 years. And you know what is the impact of that is very, very huge. Whenever you do investment, when you're doing a systematic investment plan in mutual funds, there is also exposure on gold and many debt bonds, debt instruments. It is very easy. You take an investment of gold through any of your most trusted jeweler like Jewel One. So go there and start off an SIP. They have wonderful schemes. This helps in the long term. The actual returns is far more than 9%. It always beats the inflation. It is totally liquid. This helps in a very big way. So the three things which I told you, again, I'm repeating: start a mutual fund, start an SIP, start a health insurance. Now, these are the basic things which everyone needs to do. After this, you also need to do a proper restructuring and properly see that all your investments are divided into different buckets. Your portfolio should be balanced. Do not put all your money in one place. You like real estate, it's good, you like it, but don't put all your money in real estate. You like bonds, don't put all your money in bonds. Don't put everything in one place. Have different buckets. Believe me, things change. Because before 3 years, when I gave a person, one of my clients, he came and told the maturity of the product happened and he got 50 lakh rupees. He was quite happy. He was very happy. He invested for 15 years and got 50 lakhs. He invested every year 1.5 lakhs. And then afterwards, he got a 50 lakh figure. When he got that, he was so happy. But after 2 years, when the things were like very much tight and there was no outflow from the factory and it was very tight, he again got one more maturity of 25 lakhs. Do you know which was more beneficial to him? The 50 lakh or the 25 lakh? Yes, you're right. It's the 25 lakh. The scenario in which you are in matters more than the product which you have invested in. So you should always have different products which are maturing at different points of life. People who got money in this pandemic were very, very happy because they were not getting any cash flow from anywhere. Even 1,000 rupees was more than 20,000 rupees which would have got 2 years back. And this is one side of the story. One more side of the story: people have made a lot of money in equity market and in stock markets through mutual funds and investments in gold. Everything has done extremely well. We are thinking markets are not good and we are having a problem. But if you see the Sensex, you know where the market is going and how things are shooting. Unbelievable. People have got 10x time of money. People who are invested 50 lakhs have made 5 crores and 10 crores. Yes, someone in your neighborhood or you yourself would have made such money. Yes, for the first time after many years, we have also seen a pandemic. We have also seen one of the biggest rise in the share market. And a lot of wealth has been created all over the world. And where it is heading to, it is moving very, very fast. And people are saying very bullish. They feel the next 2 years also it's going to be extremely good. And I also see a lot of women folks over here. Yes. Now, some things I would like to share for all our women members who have come here. Normally in Coimbatore or in Tamil Nadu, I've seen that the average when a man gets married to a woman, the average age difference is 5 to 7 years minimum. The man is 40, the woman is 32, 33, or 35. So the man is 5 years older to her. And do you know who lives longer? Any guess? It's quite obvious. The woman in India. Yes, the woman in India lives longer. The average life of a woman is more than 7 years to 10 years than a man. So it basically means that a woman will outlive the husband and she will live alone for more than 10 to 12 years. Now, how many of you have actually planned your finances for this 10 to 12 years? Please look into it, because you're going to be living longer, and living longer with good money is always very nice. You need to have a lot of reserves created. You should have gold, you should have bonds, you should have equities, you should have proper health insurance. The 3 things which I told you should always have. And one more thing I would like to all the women member and also people who take a lot of loans, please Google this MWP Act, Married Women's Properties Act. Please Google that.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that? MWP Act. So in this act, there is a special provision given for protecting the interest of women against any creditor. So if a person would have taken 5 crores of loan or 10 crores of loan, and in case the business goes off, totally topples off for different reasons, not because of anything, because of outside reasons, unforeseen situations. The bankers and the creditors will attach every property which they have so that they can recover the loan. But if you take any investment, while taking an investment, if you tick on the application MWP, no one can attach that, and it's always the money is saved. Lot of rich people, lot of intelligent people have taken that. And I would like you to read about it and definitely take it. Ask your advisor, the financial consultant, whom you are. Remember in the story I told you, there is one observer who went and told the contractor, I would like to help you, I would like to help you. Like that, you all will be having somebody who would like to help you. Don't shoo him away. Don't push away your insurance consultant and or any mutual fund consultant. They are going to help you out. And for that, this is the best time. They know what to do. Please take their advice. Insurance is a matter of solicitation, means you can buy it only by invitation. When you're not well and not having money, no one will give you insurance. They will say, no, sir, we cannot give it. I'm very sorry. So please, when people are always watching you, go and take it from them. Have a good observer who can plan for it. And this MWP is very, very useful. And I would also like to tell the woman one more thing. The final thing which I would like to add and tell you is, in India, there are so many policies, so many investments, so many FDs in the world, which is not claimed. You know why? The family never knew it. The family people never knew it that there was such an investment. How I keep my investment, I'll just show you. Yes, this is how I keep all my policies, all my investments with like this. You need to have things like this really properly kept in one place. In my all my family members know that, okay, this is a file which has all the investments, and in case whatever my parents have done for us, in case something happens to any of us, my kids know that yes, there is a file with all the investments kept in a single file in one place, so that they can come and take it out. Lot of people have not done it. They keep paying every year. They make FDs and they do not know where the receipt is. None of the family members know it. So it is my humble request to all the women folk over here. Please ask your husbands and your brothers to be a little responsible. I know people behave sometimes irresponsible. They do not keep the investment properly. Actually, they don't even know why they are investing. They would have bought for different reasons. And after the second year, third year, they do not remember why they bought that product also. 90%, I can say 99% of the people do not know how much insurance they have, how much FDs they have, how much mutual funds they have. They do not know why they are paying what. They felt it was good that day and they continued, and they do not review it. Ask your financial advisor to come and do a review of all your investments once in 2-3 years. That's very, very critical. You should know where you're standing, and also please involve all your family members like husband, wife, sit together, and when there is a review. It is very important because you're not doing for 1 day or 2 days. It's a long-term investments you're doing. Tell them where the lockers are, where you park the gold, where all the investments are, everything. Please share with them. And it's very important because finally, all the situations can be tackled if we know when it is going to happen. But believe me, life is so uncertain. We really don't know. People who have been investing huge money with me for 15 years back, they are not having any money after 10 years. It's a cycle. A rich person becomes very poor in 10 years, and a very poor person becomes a very rich person. Most of it happens because of some wrong financial decisions. So when you take a financial decisions, pause, think, plan, and then buy. Do not be in a hurry. No, nothing is going to happen. Think properly and buy. And also, do not go and tell they did not inform me why you was investing. Everyone has got enough intelligence to understand where they're investing. After investing, don't feel that someone has tried to not explain you or did not tell you all the facts of why they're investing. It's very, very simple. Just 4-5 things you need to remember. Why they are, how much you're going to invest by the end of the whole thing. When are you going to get the money? How much you're likely to get money? And if you have to get out in between, what is that how you have to get out in it? This basic 4-5 questions you should ask, write it down, and on each investment, write it in your own handwriting what you understood out of it. Because believe me, after 3-4 years, you will not remember anything. So just write. I have taken this, write in the language which you know. Don't ask the someone person. They have given you a whole book with all the terms and conditions. You will not understand that. Sorry, I know I'm from this industry. I should not be telling you, but this is the fact. It is very difficult to understand all those things at the different points of time. It is very easy for you to just write 5 points. I've seen some of my jeweler clients. They are amazing. I salute them because they write in a small slip. They'll write all the contents which are required and pin it on the documents. They'll say whom they bought from, how long you're investing, what am I expected to get, and all those things. And they also keep it ready and they write it in their own hand. It's a very good habit. Do it. Most of you sitting over here, if you take a survey, you'll see that one of the 3 things you might still have a requirement to do. Go back home, talk to your parents, talk to your spouses, talk to your relatives. Please tell them to do this. We need at least 90% of the people have these things. You can buy it from anybody whom you like, anywhere whom you like. Do not buy it online. This is not a fridge or anything which can be easily bought and understood. Do not buy it online. Go to the store, buy the jewelry, go to the right person who can advise you on the products which you're buying. Definitely have an advisor. You need, again, I would like to say 3 things which you need to do is have a basic health insurance, a systematic investment plan, and the term insurance. In the systematic investment plan, there are a lot of investments. There is gold, there is real estate, there is equity market, non-equity market, everything comes. Only thing is systematically invest every month a certain amount of money from the whole thing. This will save 19% of the problems which we are facing. And remember, though I'm not a doctor, though I'm not from that line, we all know and agree that pandemic has taken the most number of lives because of stress. People are not able to deal with it because they have stress. And one of the reasons of this is people have not kept enough bank balance. The day I knew that this corona is spreading around, what I did is I transferred 5 lakh of cash in my wife's account, not in my account, for no reason. She was saying, why should I don't even spend 1 rupee. I said no. Today when I asked her in the morning, shall I tell this to all the people over here? She said, what? How do you feel because I kept the 5 lakh of rupees in your bank account? Were you stressed? I said, I was very happy that you kept it, but I have not used it. I have not used anything. I said, that is okay, but this is the fact. Having some bank balance helps. Now, all these are basic things. If you need certain specialized things to build this, you would have taken some high interest loans. You might have got your money stuck. For everything, there is a financial solution. You need to have an advisor. You need to meet them, talk to them. I was told to talk on this topic because I'm thinking that I'm talking to a lot of people, a mixed group of people. So I just kept the whole talk on a very, very generic level so that it can help anybody and everybody. I'm sure all these points which I've said are not huge. They're just 3 because I just learned from one of the seminars which I went to. People cannot take into mind more than 3 things. You tell them 3 things, they will remember it. 4th thing you tell, they cannot remember. That's how our psychology goes. So I would like to stop over here and welcome you all to please ask me some questions so that it might not be it might not be okay. You might be thinking that let me ask this question, but you must remember a lot of people will be having the same question. They may not have courage to ask this because you asked it. All their questions will be answered. So I please request you to let's open the session and please ask me the questions. Yeah,
that's great. Thank you very much, Anilji. You have kept up the time very sharp and you did it on time actually. So that's great. Actually, so we had got a lot of information, but on very short and crisp. So of course, as you said, it has been nailed in our brain that 3 things we have to focus on. So let me start with the question and answer session. So the first question from my side, of course, people உங்க யாருக்கும் எந்த டவுட் இருந்தாலும் நீங்க வந்து chat பாக்ஸ்லயும் போடலாம், ஆர் யூ கேன் அன்மியூட் யுவர் செல்ஃப் அண்ட் நீங்க வந்து உங்க கொஸ்டின்ஸும் கேட்கலாம். ஸோ I'll start the first question. So later on answer Anil sir சொன்னதுக்கு அப்புறம் we'll have one by one. We'll have interaction. So ஒரு 15 minutes we'll check whatever the doubts which we have, we can clear it off. Anil ji, I just want to know 5 buckets, like you said, prepare your investment plan in different portfolio. ஒரு 5 பக்கெட்டா பிரிச்சு போட சொன்னீங்க நம்மளோட இன்வெஸ்ட்மென்ட்டோட பிளான. So you said few things. Gold is one more. One is the investment, and you said mutual or things. So இப்போ வந்து எங்களுக்கு வந்து அந்த மியூச்சுவல் ஃபண்டோட அறிவு இல்ல. Of course consulting பண்ணிக்கலாம், but can we have that 5 example, like என்னென்ன kind of investment plans are இருக்கு? Just not as a topic, just more specific, like you said gold, go
Okay,
and saving scheme, something like that.
See, based on the age bracket you are in, how much you have to invest in each bucket will change probably, but the buckets are similar always. There are 5 buckets. One bucket, if you name it as gold, the other bucket, if you name it as fixed deposit, one more as life insurance, one more as real estate, one more as equity, stock market equity, mutual funds. So these are the basic 5 buckets you need to put. If you have 100 rupees to save today, put 20 rupees in all the 5 buckets. If you do not know how to, what you call, which one to put more or less.
So equally 5 buckets.
Yeah, equally. And by chance you bought a big chunk of land and your one bucket has become very heavy. So in the future investments, try to balance it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Anybody have any questions? Please.
Sir, this is Udayraj, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anil sir, this is Udayraj from.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can
Yeah,
ask.
sir, you are talking about SIP, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, if I am investing any insurance policy, I am 100% damn sure I will get it. At least I will get what I invested. Okay. In SIP, is it possible, sir, like that?
No. Both are very, very different things. Okay. An insurance policy has 2 promises which it makes. The first promise it makes is, in case of death, the nominee gets money. The second promise it makes is, depending on the product, it will have a cash outflow called a maturity amount. It would say after so many years you will get so much of money, or if you withdraw in between, you'll get so much of money, or you can take a loan. This is how an insurance product works. Okay. The returns are more or less conservative, but they are guaranteed. You will know that this much of money you will get to that tune. In a mutual fund, it is, there are different kinds of mutual funds. Based on that, your money will come. First question, which is, will you get back your money? You will get back your money. How much you will get back will be a question mark. Will you get back a lot of money, less money, or less than your investment? Everything is possible. You can get less than your investment, you can get equal to your investment, or you can get a lot of huge amount. All 3 are possible. And can it be guaranteed? Yes, it can be guaranteed if you select a mutual fund which is not based on the equity exposure. What kind of exposure we are giving? If you are not, like, you do not want to take any risk, you would only go for debt instruments, wherein the investment is always safe. Where if you want to like to grow, when you're doing a systematic investment plan, people normally invest on equity because the risk is averaged and leveraged over a period of many investments, like buying gold every month. If I buy gold at 4,800 rupees today, and tomorrow the gold is 4,700, I buy 1 more gram. In the next month, it is 5,000, I buy 1 more gram. Over the period of 10 years, what happens is all the prices get averaged and I get a return. This is how a systematic investment plan also works. If the question was, will I get back my money? Yes, you will get back. Will I get more, less, or how much? That is not guaranteed in a mutual fund. Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Great. So that was an interesting question, and we had a question in the chat. Ms. Tanishka was asking, can a government employee make investment in trading and mutual, etc.?
Yeah, they do buy, unless you're holding a position which you need, which you have to, like, if you are into holding a very high position, and if you're buying your own stock, there is a regulation which you have to follow, that you have to declare to your board and take permission and buy. Not only government employees, even top level bankers, they also have to take permission. Top senior level management, they have to take permission from their board to buy any stock, because they also have information with them which they can benefit, which others cannot benefit. So in that situation, they do not encourage. But otherwise, yes, everyone is allowed to invest in mutual funds and other things, unless you do not break the privacy rules and all. Yeah.
Great. That was an interesting question again. Anybody else want to chat with him? You can ask the questions.
Sir, good evening. This is Sabarish, sir.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. Please ask your question.
Sir, for example, I am investing in SIP means how to choose the right product, sir. For example, something is showing Axis small cap fund growth is 21.39% it is showing. Another SB is showing 23.69. How to choose the right product to invest, sir?
What do you do normally? What is your background? May I ask?
So monthly investment.
No. I want to know, are you an employee or are
Employee.
you
Employee only.
Which department?
Merchandiser, sir.
Sorry.
Merchandiser.
So, merchandise. So you will be knowing so many things which I do not know, correct?
Yes, sir.
You are an expert in something. So
Yes,
if I want to buy something, I'll just come to you and say, guide me. So what you need to do is, instead of studying the whole thing of mutual funds and getting confused, find a person who can advise you. That's the easiest way I'm telling you, because it is not a thing which you can read in 5 days in Google and understand.
Okay, sir.
There are so many things. People have invested almost 20 years of their life and still learning about this market. It is very, very different. It's a very specialized subject. The easiest way is for you to get an advisor and invest. If you want to invest in something, what still you want to do, you can do direct also online. You can go and buy. So you can buy large cap, mid cap, small cap, and all you can divide into a portion and do. But you have to do a lot of study and see whether it suits your risk appetite. It's better you take an advisor. He will do it. He will not charge you much also, or he may not. He will do it free of charge also. But please take an advisor, because he'll help you in a longer way. He will also tell you sometimes after 2-3 years, now it is time to shift from here to here. It is time from here, because you will be busy in your work. So there is someone who can take care of it. So that is the easier way I'm telling you. This is, rather than going and learning the whole subject, give it to a professional, let him handle it. That's the easiest way.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for it.
It's like a medical industry. Like you can't take any things like yourself. You have to take advice from the doctor. So same way. So we have to take advice from the consultant. So who have read more things about the industry. That's great. Anilji, next question from Mr. Mani. Can you explain about short-term and long-term investments?
Okay. So I am a specialist in long-term investments. What is long-term? Long-term is something about 10 years, 10 years to 30 years, 30 years is one generation. 2 generations is 60 years. So I also see creating of assets, creating of long-term assets for your next generation. We call it in our technical terms as, any guesses? Creating of assets. Okay, let me not go into technical jargon. That is what it is long-term. For when you plan for your after 10, 15, 20 years and 30 years, that is called long-term. Short-term is, if you're having a short-term goal, is like after 2 months, 3 months, I'm going to buy a property after 3 months. That is a short-term. If I want to buy, if I have to plan for the fees for the next year and next year, that is short-term. If I'm going to anything which is less than 3 years, if my children are going for higher education, within 2-3 years, if I can see a wedding happening inside my family within 2 years, so 3 years, those things are very short-term objectives, goals, we say, which are going to come very soon, within 5 years. So you have to plan, you have to know this, because you need to choose the investments, which if you are going to use for short term, what kind of investments you can make are FDs, a liquid fund, putting in gold. Those are the short term things we can do. Long term, again, you can buy gold also, but there are more SIP would suit in long term also. Life insurance will suit in long term.
There are different kind of bills, bonds, which are 15-year bonds. Those also suit in long term. Real estate suits in long term. So those are long term. The short term are this. Yeah. Hope I answered. If you have more specific question, we can. But
Yes,
this is
it's
how it
very
is.
clear actually. And again, one more specific question also. Can we put FD in Tamil Nadu Trans Development Finance Corporate Limited? More specific actually.
Yeah, to be honest, I do not know about it because in my office we have 3-4 specialists. So whenever such an FD thing comes, one more person I ask to and I would answer it. So if that question you can actually message it to me from your number, I would give you an answer tomorrow. I'll ask them and by evening or tomorrow I can tell you what is the actually I've see this bond is good, this FD is good, or how is it works and all, and I can put you on to them also so that they can talk to them directly.
Great.
So I do not want to say something which I really actually have not read completely. I have not read about this bond fully.
Great, sir. Thank you. Ms. Tanishka, you can actually put a personal chat to Anil Ranka on about your number so that he can answer it by tomorrow. That's great. Thank you. And next question is from Deepa. Ms. Deepa, what is the minimum amount that we can invest every month for a age of 42?
In term insurance, okay. Term insurance is not an investment. It is only a premium which you're paying so that in case of death, the nominee gets money. And minimum amount of coverage. So term insurance gives a coverage. Term insurance means insurance for a term, for a time. The time could be 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So that is how long it can be, or even till 99 years. That is till your age is 100. That is the time. In that, a 42-year-old person, when he goes in, he can say that I would like to take a term insurance till the age of 62, 72, 84, or 99. That is a term. And now, how much he can buy is how much ever he would like to. He can buy from the basic, right? The answer question would be how much he should buy is 20 times of his income. So if his income per annum is 10 lakhs, he should buy 2 crores of term insurance. That's how much he should buy. And what is the cost depends on his whether he doesn't smoke, whether he's a non-smoker and is also, or whether it is the person is a male, female, and what is the how is his health. If health is okay and not a smoker, normally it will cost around 16,000 per annum for 1 crore for this. If the term is around say 70s. So one thing I would like to share, very important thing, very important thing, please note, all the term insurance rates are going to increase by 40% to 50% come July. There are very few companies now still offering term insurance because most of the insurers have got huge claims during the pandemic, and they have been in the April has recorded a lot of claims all over the world, and the claims are recorded by the reinsurer, and reinsurer rates are increasing, which means that our products all will become term insurance will going to increase. So if you have not taken take off before this 30th of this month end, most of the companies have increased the rate by 30 to 40%. If you have not taken, take it off 40% more also. If it is 12,000, it will move to 14,000 or 15,000 or 16,000. That's how much it is going to increase. But if you have decided that you have to take and you have never taken, this is the right time to take it. Please take it right now. Yeah.
That's alarming message. Thank you. And the next question is, if one of Mr. Udairaj asked, like, if you have to save 2,000 rupees per month, is it right amount of deposit in a fixed deposit or SIP?
If you are doing 2,000 rupees per month in a systematic investment plan, okay, how I understood this question is this: whether if I have 2,000 rupees, should I put it in an FD or a systematic investment plan? If that is the question.
Kind of, it's like he has amount of 2,000. Yes, Mr. Udairaj.
Yes, sir.
Udairaj sir, yes, you can tell the
Sir,
question.
if I am planning to 2,000 rupees per month, sir, I have to put it in a fixed deposit or in SIP.
உங்ககிட்ட 2000 ரூபாய் இருக்கு, நான் SIP ல போணுமா fixed deposit ல போணுமா?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
இப்போ எப்படின்னா சிஸ்டமேட்டிக் இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் பிளான்ல எவ்ரி மந்த் ஒரு ஸ்பெசிஃபிக் டேட்ல போயிடும். எஃப்டினா நீங்க ஒரு ஃபிக்ஸட் அமௌண்ட் போட்டு வெயிட் பண்ணணும். ரெக்கரிங் டெபாசிட் தான் மந்த்லி போயிட்டே இருக்கும். Recurring deposit is normally 6 months, 10 months, or 12 months. We get a rate of interest of 5% right now. And I mean, the actual rate would be still lesser because it depends on how much is what we have got. Okay, forget about the rate of interest right now. It is more better because if you invest in SIP for 2,000 rupees for say 10 years, you will get a very good amount instead of putting 2,000 rupees in FD. FD is meant to be put only if your requirement is right now. I need the money within 2 years or 3 years or 4 or 5 years. SIP, you do it for longer term. SIP, though you take little risk, it is average and you get a very good amount. It is liquid also. FD is a sure shot. This much I'll get after so much days. These are the difference. When you're doing 2,000 per month, if you can, I would recommend you to do mutual funds. See, you need to have all kinds of things. That's what I'm saying. All the 5 buckets you need to put money. You have to see where I have not put. In that you have to put. If you have already put in this, then then you have to fill the other bucket. So that's how it works.
I'm having LIC policy, sir. So I am LIC policy already I did it. So this is going to even medical policies are covering per month, not per month, per year 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs is covering, and accident policy also is covering. But I'm not having money in my hands, sir. That is my problem. So if I want to any emergency, if I want to take it money now, I'm not having any money with me. So that's why if putting FD in, I can anytime I can collect from a bank or something. SIP like that.
Yeah, SIP also you can take out the money immediately. In FD also you can take out the money immediately. The difference is in FD the return is guaranteed. You will know this much is money I get back. In SIP it is not guaranteed. Your money will be also increasing or decreasing over a period of time. That is how it is.
Will not be zero, sir.
Will not be zero. No, it won't be zero. If you put 2,000, if the market crashes, it might become lesser. And if it increases, it will go more. The market will not go up. Only the rate will increase or decrease. You're into gold industry, no, sir. You can put an SIP of gold also.
Okay.
That is also good.
Okay.
That is also very liquid. See, normally why we don't have money today is because we did not invest earlier, in earlier part of before 5 years or 8 years, maybe because of different reasons. We didn't have the chance, we didn't have the knowledge, or we didn't have the money to invest. But if you do at least now, after 5, 6 years, at least you will have some money rotating. You have to start it off. Yeah.
Because I invested in the house loans. Because of that, I am not having money.
For the house, people will give a loan. But if you want to retire, no one will give you a loan. For retirement, we only have to invest and put. If you want to do anything for yourself, you will have. If you want to buy anything, house or education, there are education loan, home loans. But if you want to retire properly, and if you want, no one will give you a loan. If you want to say, I want to save every month in for gold, or if I want to put in a mutual fund every month, no one will give you a loan. For that, you have to put your own money only.
Correct, sir. Correct. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. We'll take a couple of questions, sir.
Yeah.
So as time also pressing, so we'll take a couple of questions and we can take answer from him. So the next question is there any short-term plans for mutual funds?
Yeah, I mean, mutual fund, normally the term is not fixed. You can invest today and remove tomorrow also if there is no lock-in. There are lock-in funds which gets there is a lock-in period, but otherwise the liquid funds are, I mean, mutual funds are totally open. You can invest today and remove tomorrow. There is no, you can take out any time. So it is very short, but is it advisable to do it or not is a different question. Yeah, but yeah, it is available. Yeah.
Great.
The next question is, if we can invest 1,000 per month in mutual fund, what's benefit for long-term investment? What kind of benefit you can expect?
If your question is like if I invest for 10 years, 1,000 rupees, how much I will get? So in the past, there was a lot of people got somewhere between 12% to 24% to 36% also. So if you put that calculator, you will know how much it is. In the future, will it happen? We do not know, but still, it is a good way of investing because it gives quite a good return. It is a very good in long term. Yes, if you talk of 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, yes, it's very good. What the next question is, what are the liquid funds? Liquid funds are something which it's a debt market instrument wherein it is not exposed to the equity market, the money, and also you can invest today. Say you can invest on Friday and remove it on Monday. So if you have some money sitting idle, you can just park it instead of leaving it in your current account or in a savings account. You can park it in liquid funds. Most of the people I've seen being using this. While if they want to buy a machinery, they want to keep the money ready so that whenever the excise or custom department asks, they will to clear the good, they will have to pay. Or so they'll keep 40 lakh, 50 lakh. So what they do is they park it in the liquid fund so that it is very liquid, and within one day it get back to you. 1 or 2 days on a market working day, it comes to you. So that's what how liquid fund is used. Instead of leaving it in a what you call a bank account, just like that, you can park it in a liquid fund. It gives you some returns on your investments. Any more chat? Yeah, these are the questions in the chat.
That's great. We answered most of the questions, I guess. So if you want someone ask some questions, you can directly post the questions. We'll answer for a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, I request Mr. Biju to share feedback about the webinar. So we'll quickly wind up the session. So
Yeah,
yes,
okay. Yeah. Mr. Anil, thank you very much. It was a very knowledgeable session. For me also, there are many knowledge, some idea I got it. I hope almost all the people have many doubts in their mind regarding their financial planning, especially nowadays, COVID scenario and all, everyone little panic about their planning, how to survive. There are many problems. Even in our earnings are less, someone doesn't get anything. There are many issues. Hope this all the kind of information is helping them to plan in future. Of course, we can expect many more problems in future. Life is going like that, but we need to overcome the situation with the better planning. We understand. I think I understand clearly. I think almost all the people understand how the different buckets. We all have a very bad some behavior. Sometimes we need to put our investment only in one place. We also have the same thing, but I can understand from different place you need to put it to get the maximum yield. Of course, we are a jeweler. You can invest in gold. It's one of the main investment. We can say one of the fastest liquidated asset in the world. In the starting from the inception till now, the scenario is same. Like FD, the gold also like that. You can liquidate it easily. That is just a word from us, a jeweler only. Anyway, Aril, thank you very much. And also our customers who all participated, our executives who all participated, asked the questions. Thank you all. Thank you very much. It's definitely a knowledgeable session. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I would also like to thank you all for inviting me. Thank you for being such a wonderful participant to ask me all these questions. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.